Hey guys, my name is Iasmina and welcome back to my channel. I make videos all about books, book recommendations, writing, and publishing your book, so if that sounds like something interesting to you, please make sure to subscribe. In today's video, I want to go through all of the best writing tools I have used in 2020. These are the tools that I've used most in 2020. Some are new to me, some I've used for quite some time, but I just wanted to make a list of all of the best tools that I've used in 2020 and how they helped me in my writing journey this past year, because if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I've achieved quite a lot in 2020 as far as my writing journey, and so these were the tools that most helped with that, and I want to talk about them more today. So without further ado, here are my top writing tools of 2020. First on the list is Vellum. Now, I made a full tutorial on Vellum, on how to use Vellum, which will be coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. But basically, Vellum is a formatting software which helps you format your book for publication to perfection. And as some of you may know, I have used Vellum to format this proof of my YA contemporary novel, Hunting Vienna, that I am planning on publishing at some point in the future. But I just wanted a proof of my latest draft just to go through and see how it is as an actual book, and I used Vellum to format this, and it turned out beautifully. I love Vellum so much. It will save me so much money in the future. It is a bit pricey to begin with, but honestly, I have no regrets about purchasing the software, and I do think it's just a beautiful software, super easy to use. And if you've been looking for formatting software, or if you've just been looking to format your book, to learn how to format your book, stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for a full-length tutorial on how I used Vellum to format that particular book, but also all of the options that you can get with Vellum. So if you're unsure of how you might use it, stay tuned for that, because I will take you through the entire process. Now, another new tool that I discovered in 2020 has now become probably my favorite writing tool, and it's a bit out there. It's not a piece of software. It is actually what you see behind me right here. This is a digital typewriter called the AlphaSmart Neo2. Look at this beauty. So I started using this in NaNoWriMo, during NaNoWriMo of 2020, so during November, because I had started seeing this everywhere on other AuthorTubers channels, and you can get these really cheap on eBay. I got this for about $25 on eBay, including shipping. Now, the story with these typewriters is that a guy who used to work at Apple in the 90s left the company to start his own company making these digital typewriters, and they were used for students in schools to learn how to type, mainly in the late 90s, early 2000s. And this particular model, I think, was made around maybe 2005, something around that. And this is the last ever version that was produced. So these are no longer being produced. Oh, I turned it on. These are no longer being produced, but because they were used extensively in schools, mainly in the US, they are available everywhere on eBay, so it's really easy to get your hands on one of these. This has helped me so much because, okay, maybe you're wondering, why the hell, Iasmina, are you using a typewriter in 2021? Well, it's because it's the only thing you can do on this, and it helps with productivity. So if you're stuck with your writing progress, if you find yourself like switching tabs all the time on your computer, either, of course, you can try writing on paper, but since we're really used to typing is all you can do on this beauty. And of course, you can transfer everything that you've written on the typewriter to your computer. It actually types it out for you. You just use a cable to transfer it, and it types out everything you've typed on it into your Word or your Scrivener file or any other word processing file on your computer. So it's super easy to use, and of course transfer everything you've done on it. My productivity with word count skyrocketed once I started using this with my NaNoWriMo. You can watch my NaNoWriMo 2020 vlog up here to see how I used it. But yeah, I will make a more in-depth review on this typewriter, going through all of its features, but in this video I just wanted to talk about it quickly because I love this. This is definitely my favorite thing that I discovered writing-wise in 2020. Next up on my list is another piece of software, and that is ProWriting Aid, which I used for editing my novel. I switched to ProWriting Aid from using Grammarly in the past and similar editing software, and honestly, in my opinion, ProWriting Aid is the best editing software, self-editing software out there. I will definitely need to also make a full in-depth review and tutorial on how to use ProWriting Aid, but I'll just give you some quick screenshots here. It goes over all of the most common writing mistakes when you write your first draft. So it looks over adverbs, it looks over sentence structure, it looks over overused words and words you can cut to make your prose cleaner and more precise. And it also gives you all sorts of tools and details, more than you'll probably ever need. But in general, I find that it's the best first step to put your manuscript through ProWriting Aid once you've finished the first draft and just start cleaning it up. It should not be used as opposed to an actual professional editor, but for self-editing purposes, just to make your prose cleaner and honestly to learn how to make your prose cleaner in the future so that when you write your next first draft, these things kind of stick in your head and you will write cleaner. But it's perfect for that. Again, it's super easy to use, and I'll be honest, I haven't purchased the software. I've been using the free version online because you can purchase it and have it as a standalone software or as an add-on to Word or Scrivener. But like I said, I've just been using the free version that you can use up on their website. So it's an online free tool, although the free version has some limitations. But to be honest, I haven't really bumped into needing to purchase the full software. But it is an awesome software and definitely helped me clean up my prose in 2020. Speaking of prose and speaking of first drafts, outside of my beautiful AlphaSmart Neo2, the other writing tool that I've been using for years, but definitely also a lot in 2020, is Scrivener. You guys know how much I love this software. I've made a full tutorial on how I use Scrivener, which you can find up here and down in the description below. So make sure you go check out that video if you're curious about Scrivener, or if you are new to Scrivener and don't know how other people use it. I made a video all about that. But Scrivener, in my opinion, is just the perfect word processor because it gives you a ton of options, but for the most part, you're probably not going to use everything. There's probably stuff in there I don't even know about, and I've done research on extra things that Scrivener does. To be honest, I don't use most of it. What I use it for is organization, and of course, actually writing my manuscript and organizing my manuscript. And so since I've had this typewriter, what I've done is written the first version in here, and then of course transferred it into my Scrivener and then organized it, because again, to me, Scrivener shines in its organization. You can do so much with it, and then I can take everything that I've done in there and put it nicely, separated by scenes, separated by chapters, which of course you can't really do in this because it's just one, one continuous file. So yeah, love Scrivener. Check out my full-length video about Scrivener if you're interested to hear more. Now, the next thing I want to talk about has to do with this proof copy that I've done for my book, and that is Amazon KDP Publishing. Now, if you're not aware, Amazon KDP is a self-publishing platform that lets you publish your book pretty much. But alongside that, you can also upload your book and order proof copies. And so I've used this year for the first time, or in 2020 for the first time, to order a proof of my book and actually see my novel in a book form for the first time, which was so incredibly exciting. It's something I've been wanting to do for such a long time, and finally in 2020 I did it. And again, I have a video where I received it for the first time and I opened it, and you can see my reaction and what I think firsthand of the print quality. But it's just been such a cool experience to actually be able to finally hold my book in hand as an actual book, because beforehand, of course, I used to just print my novels on normal printer paper and have them in stacks, but it's a totally different feeling to have it as an actual book. And I created my own cover for this, at least for the time being. It's a working cover. It will probably change, but it's so cool. And I just keep this on my desk and I keep looking through it, and it's just so cool to have your own book, in book form. And so, of course, they are awesome for a lot more than just that. But in my case, I used them to order my first proofs this year, and so I was very excited about that, and I just wanted to mention it because I think it's really cool. And the last writing tool that I loved in 2020 is something that might not be for everyone, but it is my personal organization system for my writing, and that is my Hobonichi. So I've made a video when I ordered my 2021 order from Hobonichi, but basically Hobonichi is a planner and stationery company. I just use their planners to plan my writing, and it has helped immensely in 2020 because, as you may know, 2020 was a mess and it was a lot harder than usual to keep track of everything, and so I usually use their calendar systems to write down anything I need to do, and of course when I write something or when I work on a book I give myself a little star. I love stationery, and of course this might not work for everyone, but I like writing things down on actual paper and having things visually. I like stickers, I like all these kinds of things, and so having a writing planner system where I can write down all of my ideas, plan out what I'm gonna work on, plan out YouTube videos, everything is done in this. And it has helped me stay on track. It has helped me remember things that I need to do, make lists, and basically anything. Of course, it's a notebook, so you can write anything in it. But I've used this a lot more in 2020 than I've done in any other year, and I'm definitely gonna continue using this in 2021. But yes, those were my top writing tools that I've used in 2020 that were the most beneficial for me, that I've used the most in 2020, and of course that I will continue to use in years to come. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will leave links to everything down in the description as much as I can. And do let me know what were some of the most used tools that you've used in 2020, or what are your favorite writing tools for writing your novels or for organization or for anything. Writing essays, of course, a lot of people use these tools for school and things like that, but leave them in the comment section below and maybe I can also find a new tool to get into. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. It really does help me out a lot, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day. Bye!